Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
For some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Mike Anderson Seafood, Wesley at Nicholson, welcome to the Tuesday edition Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, George Kinchin's back in the studio. Andy Isco with us today, first class, second class, no class with us today. We inch closer to the opener. We're less than 2 weeks away from week 0. We are less than 3 weeks away from LSU opening the season against Clemson. Tigers back on the practice field. Just got going with the viewing period about 15 minutes ago. We'll have some updates outside of practice when that is done with today. And the Saints continue their trek out in California as we move towards the second game of the preseason. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
All right, so last week we had the great scare of LSU potentially having a quarterback with an injury problem in Garrett Nussmeier, and we talked about what that would mean towards the expectations and, you know, the whole deal. All right, so that came and went. He was fine. Now we look at another team in the Southeastern Conference, and we don't know how serious this is yet, but it's a pretty big name in Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. Mateer was widely regarded as the number one player in the transfer portal. He came from Washington State. Not only that, his offensive coordinator came with him. And yesterday, screenshots of past references to sports gambling on his Venmo account came to light. The school is investigating. The transactions occurred while he was at Washington State 3 years ago, and they were made to an account of a person that was a teammate of his at Washington State at the time. All right, I did some calling around. There's enough to this to go look at it. Are they going to be able to prove that that money changed hands, or that this was just a joke online? I don't know. But it did get me to thinking about what Mateer is worth at Oklahoma, since we did this with LSU last week, and we could do it with a bunch of teams. What is the drop-off? And Jim, yesterday when we got the AP poll, the biggest discrepancy in where a team was in one poll as opposed to the other poll of ranked teams was Oklahoma, who was 18 in the writers' poll but was not ranked by the coaches. They were just outside at 26. You take Mateer, and this is a team that's on LSU's schedule. This is a team that is at least in one top 20, and Mateer was a big name. The drop-off from him to currently Michael Hawkins Jr., who started a couple of games last year and did not look good doing it for Oklahoma, is pretty dramatic. So I don't know if they're going to be able to, there's going to be something to this. There's going to be some kind of penalty if Mateer will somehow become ineligible or whatever. But the difference between one quarterback and the second one would be pretty dramatic, even when you got a guy that's got a little bit of starting experience.
How good do you think Mateer would be?
I have mixed feelings on Mateer. I think he can be a really good quarterback, and I think that the addition of Jaden Ott to that team is really significant. I thought he was really good at Cal last year.
He is good,
and that certainly helps. I thought Mateer could be a top 6 or 7 quarterback in the league. I think once you get past the top 3 or 4, I think he could be right there, and he's got enough potential to be into that next group. I liked what I saw out of him at Wazoo last year. He's got a little size, he's got enough arm, he's got a little bit of athleticism. He certainly had a good statistical year. They weren't in a conference, but I thought he had. Sure, the schedule wasn't great.
Well, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, how do you know?
You don't.
And I think that, Ott, and we saw when he was banged up a little bit, it was impactful to their team, to Cal. There's no doubt about that, and that would make it easier on Mateer. The schedule is just flipped. It's a little bit easier than last year because they're, with those neutral site rivalries like Georgia, Florida, Oklahoma, Texas, they'll only have 3 true road games. The the game in Dallas against Texas will count as one of their road games. So they'll be 4 at home, 3 on the road. So that helps a little bit, but still, schedule is tough. And, Ole Miss maybe not as good as they were last year. Tennessee maybe not as good. Alabama and LSU are better. Missouri, Texas, are they better? Maybe. Auburn's better. So it's just a tough schedule, and I don't get the whole, okay, yeah, well, he's coming over with his offensive coordinator, his coach, and so it's going to be a scene just like Diego Pavia.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Diego
not a
Pavia
given.
that's just a flawed connection because Pavia does so much stuff off schedule. It's so improvisational. He's that's how many. It's not because he's in queue with the coach so much, and I just don't know, Charlie. That schedule is hard to get. It's not their fault. I mean, they had to fill the dates. But damn, that schedule was awful. It was really, really bad. And so I just don't know. Is he better than this guy I saw last year? Even if
Michael Hawkins,
if the guy has the regular course of development, yeah, he's going. He there's a lot of guys that could be better. But just to say that, the Oklahoma to shoot up, like Phil Steele has them as one of the biggest turnaround teams. Listen, they were banged up. But another thing, just to pencil in their defensive numbers from last year, well, damn it, the only way you're going to lose to Alabama is if you throw it away, like Alabama did.
Yeah.
I mean, so were those opposing teams really risking anything on offense? They were playing more low-risk approach because that's the only way they can lose because their offense was so bad and they were so banged up last year.
I think Oklahoma is the toughest team to accurately predict preseason because of everything you just talked about. By the way, Mateer's best games last year, or the toughest games that they played on their schedule last year, they were at Boise. He had a very good game against Boise. They lost that game 45-24. He threw for 327 yards, a couple of touchdowns. They played Oregon State, who was 5-7 last year. He had a good game against Oregon State. They played Washington, who was 6-6. He wasn't really good against Washington. Those were the top 3 games on their schedule.
Oregon State, you count?
Oregon, yeah. That's
Jeez.
Okay. New Mexico, Utah State, Hawaii. Yeah.
Oregon
they did
State's
play.
Not good.
No, they did play Texas Tech. He went out of that game early. He got knocked out of that game, so he only played about a quarter and change. So I didn't count them. But yeah, that's like I said, that's among the top.
It's weak, and I mean we've seen it's not impossible for a quarterback to put up, some sick numbers against weak competition and still carry it on to the next level. Cam Ward. We think of Cam Ward as being the number 1 overall pick, big success. When Incarnate Word went to Washington State, and, man, you didn't know what you were getting from Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really good some Saturdays, and he was awful some Saturdays. So, you just kind of didn't know. And I think, to me, they're just that's kind of what they get. Now, any hope they have, though, you kind of got to have him, huh? Because just running this athlete trying to play quarterback, that guy did nothing to develop his passing skills last year.
No, it was pretty bad. He didn't throw a touchdown pass in the 4 games that he started in the regular season. He did play a little bit in the bowl game. That game against Texas was hard to watch. I mean, they were just absolutely terrible. And he wasn't any better against South Carolina before he got pulled out of that game. So no, the drop off is dramatic. And even with the guy who started some games, the drop off is dramatic. You just don't have that kind of quality depth very many places, even at a place like Oklahoma. You gotta. I do know this. If Mateer had not gone to Oklahoma, he had multiple other offers from top 25-ish schools. And I've said this a number of times. I believe this. Not that it ever got close, but if Nussmeier had decided to go pro, I think LSU would have been very interested in John Mateer. That never got close to materialize, so they didn't have to worry about it. But he certainly would have been in the conversation.
I mean, they got 3 round of wins in Michigan at home. Michigan, that will probably be Bryce Underwood's first road start, a hostile environment. That's a tough spot for Michigan. So that would be favorable. But, Auburn, Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, none of them are gimmies. They got zero gimmies.
All of those teams all those SEC teams except for Auburn are all ranked.
Should Auburn be improved?
I don't like Jackson Arnold, so I can't tell you that for sure. I'm not a fan. If he proves me wrong, I'll happy to say I'm wrong. I have never been impressed with him as a quarterback, so I don't know how much better Auburn's going to be.
Similar to another Oklahoma struggling quarterback that went to South Carolina,
and the results were mixed there. Spencer Rattler, I'm not.
To me, it's a 6-6 type of team. They're going to pull off an upset here and there, and they're going to lose.
Sure,
here and there. But they have, they got the 3 gimmies, and the other 9, there's none. I mean, they can lose any of those 9 games. Can they win a majority? I can't see them beating Texas, a neutral. I can't see them beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa in a revenge spot. So you want to say, LSU's going to be favored over them. It's a small favorite right now. I just don't get the, Oklahoma's supposed to be bad. Kind of, I don't. Because last year the defensive numbers were good, and they got a transfer quarterback that came over with his coach Arbuckle, and that worked for Vanderbilt.
No. How long after Nebraska fell off of that lofty perch that they were on forever, did we hear Nebraska's going to come back this year? They're back this year. They're back this year. They're back this year, and they never really got to. Oklahoma is used to historically, and up until just a few years ago, is used to being at the absolute pinnacle of college football. This is one of the great programs in the history of the sports. But it's not
a top 5 history-rich program.
Yeah,
no question.
But they are the program as it sits right now is in deeper water than they've ever been. They don't have a classic coach, and most of their time they've had a classic coach. There was a time in the 90s where they didn't, but most of the time they have. They have been in a conference where they have dwarfed the competition, save for 1 or 2 teams, most of their existence. That ain't the case anymore either. So this is the new Oklahoma, and you're going to hear, we're back.
I do think they got a little money. Okay, they got a little oil money,
and I don't expect them to drop off the way Nebraska did as long as they did.
No, I don't. They're geographically positioned next to the state where they always have a presence.
Yes,
and they're always going to get players. Half their rosters from the state of Texas. I think that's going to continue. Their affiliation with the SEC, just not right now.
Yeah,
now.
They will always be dangerous. They will always be a significant program. But Barry Switzer ain't walking through that door. Anyway, we'll see if Mateer.
Venables. What was his best year? Gabriel,
the first one. But they were still in the Big 12.
It was the first year.
Yeah, they were. He's got a.
I think it was the first year.
He's got a losing record in conference play. Period. And the first year they were. I'm sorry, it was the second year. They were 10-3. The last year that they were in the Big 10. A Big 12.
How many seasons he's been there?
4. And he's 12-14 in conference play. This is his 4th coming up. And he's 12-14 in conference play.
His best year was the
second year. Okay, the last year in the Big 12.
I thought
10-3.
No, they were not. It was a rough. Yeah, that's how I remember it. It was a brutal first year, and they were, and Gabriel. That was. Did Gabriel get hurt that first year? Or was that his first year? 2023.
Oh, gosh, I'm trying to remember.
But Gabriel, but a quarterback can make a difference. And is there a chance Mateer can be really good?
Yeah, makes a big difference. That was Gabriel because they ran him off for Jackson Arnold. They liked Arnold better, so they ran him. They ran him off. So we'll see if this gambling thing's got some legs or not. But it's Oklahoma season hanging in the balance.
They're going to do their best to keep him eligible, especially with a coach. If he goes 5-7 this year, they're not keeping him.
I wouldn't think, no. But they gave him that contract extension for reasons past an understanding. So I can't tell you that
this is an era where they're not paying coaches not to coach. They're more reluctant. I get that. But damn it, you go to Oklahoma and you got 3 out of 4 losing seasons.
That is a fireable offense in any other era. Sure. The money might save him, but
I think he's gone if he has a losing season this year. You?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
And one thing we know, he knows he's under pressure. Now, he can go sit on the beach and count his money.
Well, Jimbo needs company.
He's not alone. It would be Jimbo, Thibodeau.
And about 8 guys with Auburn hats on.
Yeah. Well, Hugh's going to be down there soon, huh?
Very soon.
Don't forget our friends over here at Mike Anderson's, the August specials, the coconut shrimp, Gulf shrimp batter and sweet coconut flakes served in a house-made orange marmalade sauce. The J-Pops, the spicy jalapeno stuffed with mozzarella cheese and shrimp and fried and served with a house-made ranch. You talk about good. The Sid Gotro, that's right, the pan-seared black fresh black drum, lightly coated in olive oil and Italian breadcrumbs, topped with lump crab meat and sliced mushrooms sautéed in a scampi butter sauce, served with your choice side salad and coleslaw and garlic bread. And our Ace fried shrimp, all you can eat. That's right, ACE, all you can eat. Fried shrimp, original or Cajun batter, served with hand-cut fries, choice of salad or coleslaw. No sharing or to go, please. $28.95 is your price for your all you can eat fried shrimp. The dessert, the white chocolate bread pudding, blueberry bread pudding, is outstanding. Also, it's a little bit of a turnover as we get in some of the new students, and we'll kind of supplement our staff over here at Mike Anderson's with some of the student workers that we have over here. But we do have an opening right now for a shucker. Now, there's no experience necessary. We will train you. We'll get you ready. But there is an opening for an oyster shucker right now over here at Mike Anderson's.
Live at Mike Anderson's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crowstead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crowstead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for total maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Shows available on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSport.net. Yesterday, the AP poll came out. We spend almost no time in the regular season looking at this stuff. There are a couple of angles with it, but usually not very much. But there were two things out of yesterday's poll that I didn't know until I read a little bit yesterday after we got off the show. Texas's first preseason number one ranking ever, which surprised me with all those Darryl Royal teams and stuff like that. I thought somewhere in their past, Texas would have been number one in the preseason. Never have been. First time ever.
Add it to the list.
Yeah. The other
add it to the list.
Of
I don't have a problem with Arch. You know, he said it, but it's the coverage. So it took a guy, with 2 career starts against Mississippi State, and UTEX San Antonio, whatever.
Yo Monroe, I think.
Yo Monroe?
Maybe.
Yeah, came in maybe hurt when you got
first,
hurt against
early,
San Antonio.
Yeah, early. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is the
first time that how long that the number of preseason number one teams underdog in the first game?
Ever.
There you go. So man, they just write history, baby.
I did,
and it's nothing that they do, but it's the coverage of them.
Sure. Whenever I see a stat like that, first time a number one team's ever been an underdog, and of course to be an underdog, they're 2.5-point underdog right now. You would figure this would be the scenario, that they would be on the road against somebody else that's highly ranked. Ohio State's number 2 in one of the polls. When did it ever come the closest to doing that? You're going to remember all 3 of these games pretty well, probably. 1988, Florida State, a 4-point favorite against Miami. That game was down at the Orange Bowl, and Miami won that game outright. I'm sure you remember that. 1988, Florida State at Miami to open yeah,
they had about 4 or 5 year stretch where they opened up on Labor Day night.
Yeah, and they
were 1-2.
They were 1-8. Miami was number 8.
Okay.
That year. This is the second game I know you're going to remember. Auburn was a 5-point favorite against Miami in 1984. That was Bo Jackson against the defending national champs.
Yeah, Highsmith and them put it on them. I think Walsh was the quarterback. That was in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
That was before Walsh. I think that was Vinny in 1984.
Okay. I'm not sure about that, but
it's definitely before Walsh.
I want to say, Charlie, that was 1984.
You know what? That might have been Bernie Kosar. Because Kosar was a sophomore when they won it in
1984?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember where I watched that. I was a freshman in college. And I just remember Alonzo Highsmith, man, was catching the ball left and right. They just didn't – they put it on him. But Auburn was the number one. Man, that was when the U played everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Notre Dame was a 5-point favorite against Michigan in 1990.
I'm glad they maintained that rivalry, man. It's good. Michigan, Notre Dame, they should play each other every year, huh?
When's the last time they played?
Exactly.
It's been a minute.
Schedule? You seen that pitiful schedule for Notre Dame?
I have.
So I'm going back, and Tim Murray, who's been on our show, and I go into the show. He is. If I want to know something about Notre Dame, and I asked him, look, is this your boy Carr? Is he going to be the starter? Well, it's not. There's a little bit of competition, true quarterback competition. Have you seen the schedule? So he says, nah, and I get on him. This schedule is a joke, Tim. He says, November at Pitt is tricky.
Oh, come on. He didn't tell you that.
No. And for their schedule,
Yeah.
it's probably the trickiest spot. So the most concerns. But now listen, you're inexperienced quarterbacks going on the road in Miami. Now, a third of the stadium is going to be Notre Dame fans. Is going to be super hostile.
No,
I'm asking. I'm trying to be fair here.
Notre Dame has alumni everywhere.
You don't think this is the game? They're going to go down to Miami. They're excited.
Yeah.
But at Pitt is in the powerful ACC. That super conference. The ACC is picked to finish 9th. They got the worst team in the Big Ten, Purdue. Picked to finish. They have the worst team in the ACC, Stanford, on the schedule. Genty's going from Boise. The whole thing. USC. Well, USC might be a tough. No, they're not. USC 6-6.
What's tough for USC?
No, they're going to be favored. This is the lowest game. They will be favored in every game this year.
He's worried about the Pitt game.
That's the only look at the schedule, Charlie. That's it.
Texas A&M's a better team than
Well,
Pitt.
they got them at home. They play at Pitt.
All right.
So they might be favored by about the same amount there. They might be a little less against A&M.
You know what this is?
A&M's picked to finish 8th.
Yeah. Who was it that played the schedule that looked good on paper, but all of the teams that they played ended up not being good? You say, okay, we're going to go to Arkansas. We're going to go to an SEC team. Well, okay, they're not very good.
They're picked to finish 14th.
Yeah, we're going to play Boise State. Okay, that's a pretty good. Okay, they're not. They just lost their best guy. We're going to play USC. USC, that's a quality program. Okay, but they're not as good as they usually are.
Play Michigan. They are. Well, they're usually good.
Swap out Michigan for Purdue. You know who had a good idea yesterday? I saw this online, and for once, Danny Cannell had an idea that I said, you know what? That's not bad. He said everybody in the Power 4 conferences ought to play 8 conference games. They ought to play 3 non-conference games against other Power 4 conferences. Play one out of each if you want, or play 2 and 1. And then the 12th game, you can do whatever you want. You want to play an in-state school, you want to do one of those things, that's fine. But 11 out of your 12 games are going to be against Power 4 conference competition, and you're going to have some interconference, matchups to try to better get a hold of what the relative strengths of the conference are as opposed to each other. I thought, you know what? Look, Danny Cannell with a good idea. Never had no chance to ever happen, but I thought that was a good
unrealistic idea. We're far from that.
I know. That's the shame of this thing.
I've been crying about the non-conference schedule forever, but Danny Cannell says, and you got an epiphany going on.
I thought it was a good idea.
It's a great idea.
You never came up with that exactly like that.
Oh, Charlie, I tell you, rotate. No, the other 3, SEC, going to play 1 ACC, 1 Big Ten, 1 Pac-12. How tough is that?
1 Big Ten.
You play 1 from everybody else. How tough is that? I've been saying that forever.
And you know what? If we're really going to be, in fantasy land here,
it is fantasy land.
You play whoever finished in your corresponding position in the other leagues. If you finish first in the SEC, you play the Big Ten champion. If you finish third in the SEC, you play the third. Of course, that'll never happen either. But I thought it was a good idea.
It's a great idea. We're way away from that.
Yeah. Instead, it's all the Purdue's. And when you asked me who the worst team in the ACC was, I just automatically answered Wake Forest. Said, no, Stanford. I'm like, oh yeah,
you were just crushing their their athletic department for what they've been doing. And no, they are a joke. It's a complete mess. And Cal is not going to be close to what they were last year. Wilcox, he needs to get the hell out of there. He's a good coach, and it's not just Mendoza and Ott that are leaving, to go to Indiana and Oklahoma. But they had Miami beat last year. They were a decent team, but
no, it would be hard under optimum circumstances with 4 trips east. Under optimum circumstances, it would be too tough for Stanford. Much less under what they're at.
All right, my boys over at K&M Automotive on Segan Lane. My buddy Jason Payne. We can talk more about that poll. That's always good fun. That's why the polls come out. That's why they say you should never do them. Well, they're good conversation starters. K&M Automotive on Segan Lane. Segan near Perkins, right across Segan from Ambrosia Bakery. and you're going to get an honest deal. All we want is a fair shake. We don't want to get taken to the cleaners and be unnecessary, get these unnecessary upcharges for just work that we really don't need. He's going to try and find a repair option before he goes strictly to replace. So it's the only place I take my vehicle. They're open 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's K&M Automotive on Segan near Perkins, right across Segan from Ambrosia Bakery.
Live at Mike Anderson's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service.
We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at noon.
Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 105 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today.
I'm still trying to get Andy on.
Net. After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, let's go out to Las Vegas, talk to Andy Isco. Andy, who will be running him down later next week to get our sign-ups as our proxy for the contest. Max, we're doing the Westgate too, right? For the college football?
College, let's do it.
Okay.
I got a better chance than
Yes,
that one, probably.
indeed. So might have to jump around with you, Andy. Feed you. You know, we always going to take care of your groceries, buddy, but we'll be jumping around from Circuit of Westgate, signing up for the contest, so we're looking forward to it. Again, tell anybody who is interested in getting into the Las Vegas football handicapping contest how to contact you if they're in need of a proxy.
Well, good morning, gentlemen, and yes, and it's important to realize that the deadline to sign up for the college contest is Friday afternoon, August 29th, which I believe is the week after you're going to be here. The deadline for the NFL contest will be the following Saturday, not 2 days later, but Labor Day weekend with September 6th, 2 days after the opening NFL game between Dallas and the Eagles. And the college contest, the first weekend, it's a 14-week contest. The first weekend is that Labor Day weekend. So the first games that'll be eligible will be the Thursday, August 30th games. And it's going to be a fun contest. I think they've already got about 300 entries. I'm estimating that probably they will end up between 500 and 750. Although that might actually, if I'm going to be wrong, I'll be wrong because there'll be more than that rather than less. And best way to contact me is to just shoot me an email at VegasAndy, VegasAndy 711 at cox.net. That's cox.net. Or if you want to text me, 702-898-9802, and we can talk about it. I can answer the questions and everything. And sign-ups are going nicely. There's a lot of interest in the contest this year. And in fact, you know, they do a lot of their sign-ups in the last 3 weeks leading up to the season. Yet for Survivor, they need 15,000 entries to guarantee so that the circuit doesn't have to contribute any of the pot to a $15 million guarantee. They're already a third of the way there.
Andy, what do you make of the overs in the preseason? 14, 2, and 1. Not only have the lines been adjusted, I think 3 lines went over 40. Max, check that for me. How many closed over 40 or higher last week? They're on the move this week. They opened them up higher, and they've been bet even higher. So everybody's on the over bandwagon here. We have 8.
Not everybody.
But 8 games. The movements, Andy, 8 games are 40 or over, and 4 more are at 39.5.
Well, keep in mind that the odds makers are quick to react when they see what the public does. I don't know how many of the wise guys, the sharp players, get involved in preseason football to any great extent. If you take a look, a lot of the line moves on the sides this past week were incorrect. And that's because, again, I've maintained for years that the purpose of the preseason is not winning games and developing a winning attitude. It's deciding on who's going to be on the 53-man roster when the season begins, and also, are you functioning correctly? Are you getting your timing down, et cetera? And, of course, you're not doing it at full speed as you do once the regular season begins. And the other thing is that I will look at the one stat that I will look at in preseason for whatever it's worth, and, again, you're talking about a lot of people who won't even be on the roster, but I do want to see if there are teams that are committing way too many penalties, especially the penalties that are of the avoidable kind, pre-snap penalties, illegal motion, offside, things along those lines, because those are things that take time to work out, and those are drive killers, especially when they're offensive pre-snap penalties. So I do look at that. As far as understanding why the totals were high, I'm not so sure, other than the fact that perhaps now that it's been a few years where we haven't had the 4 preseason games, the coaches realize that they only have 3 opportunities in game simulation to get things down. So perhaps they're trying to be a little bit more aggressive, working in more plays rather than repeating a lot of the plays that they're going to use throughout the season. As far as the adjustments go, we knew that the line makers are going to set the totals initially a little bit higher based on last week's results and the anticipation of what the public would do. And, of course, what the public would do is exactly what they did, and they've made those totals higher. The one, of course, that intrigues me is that Cincinnati-Washington game where we saw the shootout last year, and that really exposed a lot of Cincinnati's defensive problems that I don't believe have really been adequately addressed in the offseason. But mostly because of what we saw last week, there's usually some sort of regression. I would think that week 2 is going to be played a little bit more conservatively because the coaches know, in week 1, what have I got out there on the field? Week 2, okay, let's get set to sort of address the things that we know we need to address one final time, because in week 3, it's going to be, we forgot about this and we forgot about that, and this is our last opportunity. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see lower scoring games in week 2 than we saw in week 1.
And, of course, one of the overs was on Sunday, when our New Orleans Saints decided to kick a field goal 40 yards out with 7 seconds to go, putting it over the 39.5. Damn, Kellen Moore's he's betting with Mateer, huh? Is he betting too, Charlie?
I can explain this away. They were trying to run the 2-minute drill, and this is the backup kicker that they wanted to see if he could make this kick. If this would happen in the regular season, I'd have been like, this is Bush League. But and stupid, too, because you're going to get somebody hurt. Given who was on the field at the time, I at least understand why they did it, aggravating as it was.
Were you still watching at that point?
Yes, I was. I had to have DJ.
You don't
hit
count.
a bomb. No, right, I don't count.
But you try a lot of things in preseason that you may or may not need in the regular season. For example, you may try onside kicks just to get some idea as to what you need to work on in practice during the season. Normally, you might not do that in certain game situations, but you get an opportunity where it's not going to cost you. And by the way, there are also going to be some opportunities, and some coaches, if they're smart enough, and many of them are, will put some things in during the preseason that they don't plan on using in the regular season, but they might want to show some formations that make you think they're going to run, and they end up passing, and vice versa. And then when opponents see that they've done that in the preseason, that they've worked on that, they'll be prepared for that, and that allows the coaches in critical situations to do. That's exactly what we wanted them to have. That's exactly the look we wanted them to have. We're not going to run the play that they don't expect.
Dogs were 11-5, but also you see where it's half information based, and like the NFL draft, and half the performance on the field. But the line movements are some of the people that get the information on the rotations. They pounce on it, and the adjustments are way more drastic in the preseason. Adjustments of 4 points or more. For instance, like Cincinnati opened up like Pickett 1, went to 6.5. Colts, Ravens, Raiders, Seattle, 3 others. All 6 that move 4 points or more, the line moves lost.
Exactly what I was saying. I'm going to ask you this question. See what your answer is. We hear that that coaches like to win games on all that. Because no coach is ever going to say before the game, well, we're going to go out there and lose today. We want to do our best and do what we have and win the game. If you really wanted to win the game, wouldn't you think it would make sense that your starters would play in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line rather than the first quarter where you don't know how the game's going to unfold?
Well, I pay attention to what coaches do more than they say because, coaches, that we know. Look, you still got to – this was a very unusual move for Cincinnati last week. We understand the reason, but it was very uncommon for such an established quarterback who's got a history of being banged up a little bit. And, to have him out there, playing a couple series, that's uncommon. We don't, Aaron Rodgers the last 5 years, they don't need to play, any. The one that we do see is Andy Reid with Mahomes.
They run the first series in that first preseason game every year since he's been the starter.
Yeah.
And by the way, the point is that so many of these preseason games are decided in the fourth quarter by players who are not going to be making the opening day rosters, at least not in the opening game, maybe even game 2. And you're betting on something on a game that is not going to be played like you would play a regular season game.
Which yes, that enter at your own risk on these things, and you want to throw a little sweat bet down on it, man, just to kind of just. I mean, people bet on Keno, I mean, come on, or scratch off.
I'd rather bet on Major League Baseball where the players are trying to win the game.
Well, some of the Yankees, are they trying? Some of the things, do they practice fundamentals and cutoffs and running bases and things like that? I mean, that is unbelievable,
they're
man.
in danger of not making the playoffs.
Well, would you bet on it right now? What's the best price, Max, right now, Yankees to miss the playoffs? So,
look that up.
But looking at the San Diego, got it down to 1. Last night, they went on the road. Darvish, who I saw pitch a gem against the Mets in that one. But any divisional races that you're looking at? I mean, are you worried about the Tigers? Any thoughts on any NL West or any other divisional races?
Worried. Yeah, not worried about the Tigers because they're clearly the best team, but they're not playing. I think there's only one team that's winning 60% of their games or more right now, and that's Milwaukee. They're not even on a pace to win. There's not even a team on a pace to win 100 games this year, maybe the mid-90s. I like Milwaukee, but I still give the Cubs an opportunity, and I want to see how that game goes. They've got a couple of series remaining, including, I think, coming up within the next week or so against the Brewers. And I like the Cubs. They've been very consistent all year, so I give them a shot now that they're behind Milwaukee. I think they can make that up. Toronto is playing exceptionally well. They've opened up a nice little lead in the American League East. Certainly, they're distancing themselves from the Yankees. In the American League West, I still like Seattle with their pitching rotation.
Do you?
The experience of Houston is paying off right now, especially with the reacquisition of Korea.
Yankee plus 320. You can get on the Yankees to not make it to the playoffs. I'll tell you what, the aggressive teams before the trade deadline, San Diego and Seattle, both now 1 games back of Houston and the Dodgers. It's added some punch to them. And, if Darvish and Cease throw like they did the last couple of days, those guys have been, we know they have great stuff. They've just been real inconsistent.
The problem for the Dodgers, and they've had a horrible, horrible bullpen this year. They rank now down the bottom towards my efficiency ratings for bullpens. But the reinstatement, I guess, or back in the rotation after injuries, Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow. These guys are fresh. They've only made a handful of starts this year, and that could be big come the playoffs when you don't want to rely on your bullpen if you don't really need to. If you can get starters who can go 5, 6, maybe even 7 innings, you've got a couple of fresh arms working themselves back into shape. And that may be something, I don't know that the Dodgers did it by design more so than out of necessity. And Clayton Kershaw, he's not striking people out anymore, but his last several starts, he's been very effective in getting halfway or so through the game and turning it over to that hit and miss bullpen.
Seattle plus 380 to win the pennant, to win the American League is tempting. There's no doubt. They are built for the postseason as well. Andy, we will see you. We'll talk to you next week before we come see you later next week. So we're looking forward to it. Follow Andy on Twitter at VegasAndy711. Thank you, Andy. Great stuff as always.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys. Have a great couple of weeks, and see you in Vegas.
All right. Yes, indeed. We'll see Andy in a little bit. We're doing some dual shows. We'll talk about those a little bit later in the day. But, don't forget, if your homeowners association requires wood windows in your home like mine does, the best way to do it is go with Relief Windows. They're functional, they look good, they last. Well, that's the reason I had to call Relief Windows in the first place. My original wood windows in my home did not. I mean, you got some tough weather conditions. The rain, the hurricanes, the heat, the mold, the snow. Man, who else has to deal with all that, man? So it's going to wear on the wood windows that are not built to last. Why are they built to last? Because they're gelled wind windows made with R-Last wood. They come with a 20-year general warranty and a lifetime limited warranty against rot and termites, providing years of beauty and minimal maintenance. Everything from calling to set up the initial consultation to when they come in and install it, it's clockwork. It is clockwork. Everything is done orderly, on time, professionally. You got to do it. I can only vouch for them. And It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate endorsement. Yes, indeed. I got to do it again. I will do it all over with Relief Windows. If I had to build another home, that's not going to happen. I would start with the original windows to be from Relief Windows. Relief Windows or reliefwindows.com, 288-8138.
Live at Mike Anderson's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Packers be without Jordan Love the rest of the preseason. He's having a thumb surgery today.
Right or left?
Non-throwing.
Okay.
But a little bit nerve-wracking, I would imagine, for Packer fans. I've seen a couple injuries in his preseason, but nothing too terrible yet as far as the quarterback. Tyrod Taylor's also out as a backup, but I don't know, be a little bit nerve-wracking if you're starting quarterbacks having a thumb procedure just a few weeks before the opener, but that's what's going on with the Green Bay Packers. He was trying to play through it and couldn't quite get there. So we'll see. The other NFL news of the day is that James Cook is back at Bills practice, even with his contract dispute, but no Micah Parsons. No Terry McLaurin, and no Trey Hendrickson. All of those holdouts continue as we approach the second week of camp. We're here at second week of the preseason. We're here at Mike Anderson's.
Saints holdouts coming back.
Everybody's there, man.
That was it. That's what we got. What we saw Sunday.
Mickey's doing his job, man. Everybody got signed. Everybody got into camp on time. First class, second class, no class. When we return, live at lunch, live at Mike Anderson's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Let Southern Outfitters be your one-stop shop for all your hunting season needs. From archery, stands, saddle hunting, waterfowl, apparel, firearms, and ammo, they have everything you need for a successful hunting season. Out in Zachary, right off of Main Street, Southern Outfitters.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured,
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch, first class.
I want a seat in first class where I was booked and ticketed over a month ago.
Second class.
No man should be subjected to the indignity of being labeled or treated like a second-class citizen.
And no class.
Like I become like school on Sunday. No class. I'll tell you what then. Why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
First class, second class, and no class. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Buy local with Louisiana-based Supreme Rice since 1936.
And return here at Mike Anderson Seafood, Wesley at Nicholson. Come on out and see us for lunch.
Our August specials also, too, Charlie, do the appetizers like the coconut shrimp and the J-Pops. The J-Pops, that's it. Shrimp and mozzarella stuffed spicy jalapenos. And the Gulf shrimp, the coconut shrimp, is the shrimp that's battered in sweet coconut flakes. Sid Gotros pan-seared black drum with the olive oil and Italian breadcrumbs with lump crab meat. That's a special that we have here. And all-you-can-eat fried shrimp. All-you-can-eat fried shrimp for $28.95 during the month of August. Yeah, that's right. So you can get it with hand-cut fries, your choice of salad or coleslaw. But we do have to say no sharing and no to-go. So all-you-can-eat fried shrimp for the month of August here at Mike Anderson's for $28.95 in the white chocolate blueberry bread pudding. How about that?
That sounds
for
pretty
the month?
doggone good. All right, first class. I thought this was cool last night. We've seen a bunch of players come back to their old stomping grounds. Players that had played somewhere a long time, or players that maybe got in a contract dispute or whatever. You go back where you had played for a long time. And what's the reaction generally like if a player, and I'm not talking about a guy that was somewhere for 15 years and plays 1 year at the end. I'm not saying Emmitt Smith going back to play against the Cowboys when he spent 15 minutes with the Cardinals. I'm talking about guys in their prime that leave a team. When they come back, generally the reception is not that great. Usually it's some kind of anger that they left the team or some kind of...
Ohtani. Is it Ohtani?
No.
No? Because they're first...
Well, not what I'm referencing.
It was, okay, I was just guessing. All right.
Yeah. Last night, Alex Bregman went back to Houston for the first time since he left the team. And Bregman, he had an injury, but he's having a fantastic year. He's got a great chance to hit 300 for the first time in his career. Not only did he get a standing ovation, which blew my mind, in his first at-bat, hit a two-run homer. As homecomings go, this one was pretty good because usually sometimes we see basketball players, they'll go back somewhere and every time they touch the ball, they boo them. We've seen that. This was a love fest, and he responded, had the big moment there early. The Astros ended up winning the game by a run, but I thought that was pretty cool.
He'll always be linked, and, where some people kind of rankled up with Les Miles when he was here. Man, when Les Miles comes back and he honored that 07 national champion, he'll always be, associated with one of the few national championships you have. That's their only one. No, they got two. Yeah. But he was associated with two. This is the golden era of Astros baseball. Mm-hmm. He kind of gave them more than enough chance, son, right?
He did.
And he's kind of that tricky one. He's kind of on that fringe, just how good he is. Kind of, he's good, but is he like Soto type of ability? Probably not.
No, not quite there. But well, you brought up Miles. In 3 years, I'm sure they will do the 25-year anniversary of the 2003 national championship team, and it'll be the first. Now, Saban has done these kind of behind closed doors. He sent the video, but he's been coaching for all of the other
Right.
reunions. This reunion, if they do 25 years, put them on the field, which they should, and Saban decides to come back, gets cheered, right?
Saban will be back.
Huh?
He'll come back for it.
That's what I think, yeah.
Oh, there's...
Well, he couldn't come back for the other ones because he's coaching. This will be the first time on the field in Tiger Stadium as, an honoree, not as an opponent, since he left. And I would imagine that the reaction will be pretty good. Will be overwhelming for him.
I think so.
And this is a guy that after he left beat LSU's brains in for 15 years, but he put him back there. The reception was good for him at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. I know it's a more docile event than a game.
That's different.
It is
different than you juiced up LSU fan. It's because he provided both. He provided a lot of exciting times for the LSU fan base. He brought joy to a lot of LSU fan base. I mean, he brought some misery to them as well. So, but the biggest thing is you win a national championship here. You won 2 conference championships, and you built it you just brought it you elevated the program.
You changed the culture.
Yeah,
you changed the culture in that athletic department at the time. A few other things from first class over the weekend from preseason. Cam Little hit a 70-yard field goal for Jacksonville with a little bit of room to spare. Would have been a record if it been a regular season game. Rookie quarterbacks had a decent weekend. Shadur Sanders, Jackson Dart, J.J. McCarthy. 13-play drive in the opening for Minnesota. They got a field goal out of that. And one of our favorites, Jimmy, we liked this guy when he was at Kentucky, and he's made the team, been on the team in Buffalo for 3 years. Ray Davis made an extra point this weekend. Kind of cool. Second class. This isn't good with a chance to be great. This is more I wanted to put these numbers side by side, so I decided to put it here. Alabama announced Ty Simpson as their starting quarterback yesterday.
No surprise.
No surprise at all. And when I read it, in my head, this was his 3rd year, but it's actually his 4th year, and he's been there for 3 years as a backup. And somebody mentioned to me yesterday, it's like, well, that's the same thing as Garrett Nussmeier. He sat for 3 years, and now he's ascended to starting quarterback. Is he going to have a year like Nussmeier did? I said, well, I don't think of him like that, but hang on, let me go look. So here's Ty Simpson's numbers in his first 3 years as a backup at Alabama. You want to take a guess how many passes you think he's thrown in 3 years?
40.
50. Very good. How many passes did Garrett Nussmeier throw in the 3 years before he was the starting quarterback at LSU?
Well, he had that one start against Arkansas, and you counting that, right?
I'm counting that.
Okay,
and
so
also
that was probably about 30.
And also the bowl game against Wisconsin. He started when Daniel set out.
Yeah, so give him about 60 right there, about 70.
219.
Oh, my bad.
No, it blew my mind too. But LSU made it a point. If you go, I went back through it game by game. They made it a point to get him into a lot of those blowouts, and in some of those blowouts, they got in. Like he threw the ball 10 times against Southern in a game that obviously had gotten out hit. But they let him play, is what I'm saying,
Right.
and they gave him opportunities to do that. Nussmeier threw 219 passes for 1,700 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Simpson has thrown 50 passes in 3 years, has not thrown a touchdown pass or an interception. Their completion percentages were pretty similar.
Well, he's got guys to throw to. Are really good.
Sure.
I mean, he was a high recruit, 5-star with Tennessee, and it came down to Tennessee and who else? Maybe Miami or Florida State. That was
I'll take your word for it.
After him, but I mean, he was a foul. He's got he needs seasoning.
Yeah, and wouldn't you feel better about him if he had thrown more than 50 passes?
Do you remember?
In 3 years?
It was maybe sure. But
and maybe he'll be good. I don't know.
I mean, how many has Manning thrown?
Oh, that's a great question. Taking out the two starts,
about 75.
I'm going to say he's thrown 100 passes without looking, and I'll look it up here real quick.
But
yeah,
it's talking,
95.
95. Okay.
So
yeah.
talking to, what do they think of him?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Guys, do you remember that one? I forget. It was Renowin too, but he had like 4 guys like draped on him. He shook him off and threw like a 50-yard touchdown to the tight end. The only reason I saw it because it was on at Beau Rivage, and it was one of those because I'm not watching. It might have even been Citadel or somebody, but it was right away, and I was like, damn, that was kind of physically impressive.
Right. He's got talent. There's no
look,
doubt about that.
the freshman is highly thought of. So, but I'm talking to Patrick Surtain, who's coaching secondary at Florida State. No, he said, man, they're receivers, and we know Williams. But
preseason
All-American. They're highly thought of.
And should be. So, Ty Simpson getting the starting job at Alabama. No
Trust me, they have expectations there.
I've heard. I have heard.
Happy birthday, EJ.
Oh,
20
okay.
today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
No class is just a little pet peeve of mine. It just reared its head again yesterday. And I suspect this is only going to get worse with AI and things like Grok Imagine and things like that, where they can show, basically Shaquille O'Neal riding.
Talking about the Pierre parts store? Come on.
Shaquille O'Neal riding a rhinoceros, and it looks completely real. But yesterday, this was just another one, and I got sent this by friends. Like, is this real? And I had to look hard and really get after it. It was one of these farewell things that was penned. This is not real, by the way, by Avery Johnson, the starting quarterback at Kansas State, that says, well, it was always my dream to play at Kansas State, but I'm paraphrasing here. They didn't keep up their financial they didn't keep up with their financial commitment to me, so I'll be putting myself in the transfer portal, and good luck, Wildcats. And I'm thinking, this can't be right. They play in less than 2 weeks. They're the week 0 game. They play a week from Saturday. No way that he's walking out of camp right there, and this is not the biggest story in college football yesterday. And I looked it up, and sure enough, there was nothing to it. And I got away from it pretty quick because it was pretty easy to debunk. But whoever you are out there, and this is how you are spending your time, generating these fake images, these fake stories, these fake, what are you gaining? I mean, what kind of, like, it took whoever did this some time to do it. Why? What is your purpose in life? Your purpose in life is to generate fake crap? Really? Like I said, pet peeve, been happening for a while. Some of them are more well done than the others, and they're harder to debunk. You got to dig a little bit more. Just aggravated me a little bit yesterday, Jimmy. I don't understand why people feel the need to do that, but
why?
Que sera. Yeah. To get old, grumpy people like me to complain about it?
You got it.
Okay.
Attention.
Well, congratulations. Yesterday it worked.
Yes.
And I don't even know who did this. I have no idea where it started or anything like that.
It's college athletics also, right?
Yeah.
Any chance Kansas fan?
Good guess. How about an Iowa State fan? They play them next week, Just to throw you half a beat off. There's a lot of people that think that the Nussmeier thing blew up on a Clemson website.
I heard that.
Well, just if I can distract you in any way,
somebody had to find John Mateer's public Venmo and just keep scrolling to 2021. I mean, that didn't come out of nowhere. Somebody was looking for something.
Don't you think somebody got tipped off? Is there somebody with so little of a life that they're going through the Venmo, Instagram, X, every player in college football?
How long have you been covering college athletics?
35 years.
This is what makes college fan. This is the beauty and also the craziness of it.
Yeah.
I mean that they get so emotionally invested and had their we kind of glamorize old-fashioned hate.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about, yes, the South Carolina Clemson fans hate each other.
Right.
And if you think that they wouldn't make something up of a T-law and they wouldn't do something to Spurrier,
this is just the latest technology.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
But the trying to start
with the phone number, right? That was that technology. Oh, he's got a cell phone? Cool. Let's go find out what his cell phone number is.
No, not just find it out.
Yeah, and to
harassing.
call it.
I'm sure there was really clean clean things they were telling him or texting him as well.
Sure.
You know,
this is my grumpy old man moment of the week. Hopefully there'll only be one.
Charles, college athletics.
I know.
It's college athletics, and they ain't going nowhere. And it's kind of, you take the good with the bad. I'll take it. You don't have to acknowledge it.
And
once you acknowledge the hecklers,
that's right.
Theirs.
That's right.
Once you the guy, you get on to like tiger droppings or something, they're just killing you. Well, I mean, you respond. It's only going to be more.
That's gasoline on the fire.
Yes,
you're correct.
Yes.
First class, second class, no class. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. It is just about tailgating season. You ain't tailgating with Supreme Rice, man. Come on, what are you doing? That's
right.
Long grain, the medium grain, the jasmine, the parboiled rice, which is the favorite over at the Out Household. Red beans, white beans, jambalayas. You're making them out while you're tailgating. Make it with Supreme Rice. Support our Louisiana farmers as part of the Climate Smart program. Talking about water conservation and reducing methane emissions. Look for the labels on your Supreme Rice packaging and pick it up at all your AG food stores, your Walmarts, and your Rouses.
Yes, indeed, man. And not only just looking out for, just multi-generations of Louisiana rice farmers, but also doing things with the Climate Smart program that's looking out for the future of Louisiana rice farmers as well. So, and that parboiled rice, it's restaurant quality rice. It's firm. It doesn't have a whole lot of residue when you rinse it. It's really, really good. I finally got my favorite rice I can make at home. That's just like the ones I get at all of the restaurants. So Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com.
Live at Mike Anderson's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at SupremeRice.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem. Whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious, no criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Ruffino'sRestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And the window travels down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
We're also brought to you by the Thibodaux Store, along with the Pierre Part Store. Thibodaux Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. Go to thethibodeauxstore.com. Huge selection of grills, all the way from your small grills and griddles all the way up to your big green egg cookers and all of the accessories. Jimmy, I know you got a field trip planned.
I'm going Saturday morning.
Yeah?
Yep. We're going to see Garrett over at the Pierre Part Store, see what the hell Mac's been hyping it up all about. But I got a little taste of it at the Thibodaux Store, man. And for an outdoor cook, backyard cook, whether it's your outdoor kitchen or just in the backyard or on-site tailgating. I mean, now's the time to kind of go check things out, and it's kind of an outdoor chef supply center / little slice of heaven, man. It is awesome. It is awesome. So, jambalaya pots and burners of all sizes and price points, all geared to boil seafood if you're doing that. You got, outdoor burners, single burners, double burners, triple burners. I mean, every gadget and spoon and, the trailers. I mean, just you name it, man. It's got everything in all different, all the Cajun cookware of all different brands. So it's got, it's got everything. But I'll give you a report. I'm ready to go back, ready to load up, man, on Saturday morning.
900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux and in Pierre Part. And online it's thethibodeauxstore.com. You guys are continuing with your conference previews on
live today, 3 o'clock Central Time. Myself and veteran college football handicapper Paul Stone, and we're going to look at the ACC and Notre Dame. So I was giving Tim Murray a hard time about his Irish's schedule. I mean, they'll be favored in all of them. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Who doesn't have Clemson picked to win this league? So
almost nobody.
Clemson's going to be favored in all 12 of their games.
They got first place votes yesterday in the AP poll. Four first place votes there.
I mean, this is their best roster since the new rules of the game, right?
Yep.
Even before the rules were changed, when they had the best roster a year or two. And I mean, a top 3 roster, maybe 5 years or so.
My absolute favorite preseason bet of anything, over, under, win totals, make the playoffs, don't make the playoffs, is Clemson to make the playoff. That's my absolute favorite.
The only thing is they got trickier spots than Notre Dame, though.
They do.
They got a couple.
But I also think they're better than Notre Dame. I think they're a better team than Notre Dame too. But I agree that
I would agree. I would agree, especially at quarterback. But Notre Dame's roster has improved. They have improved. They were butthurt when Kelly left them, and they were going to do so. What is Notre Dame fluctuated over time with different coaches, different reasons? Well, where their talent has kind of gotten a little was stronger for this guy, but it wasn't for this guy. Why Urban Meyer turned them down? Well, they're all in. Whether it's staff money, NIL money, and the admissions office.
Yeah, the NIL money is carrying the day, I think, even more than anything. I don't know that when's the last time you heard of Notre Dame losing, even before NIL, losing a kid because they couldn't get him in school? I mean, that hasn't happened recently. Now, at least it wasn't a big story that I could see. I mean, it used to be
Charlie,
a big deal.
It's never publicized.
I know.
Okay?
But
Okay, if you talk to any coach that has any idea of what is going on at Notre Dame, will tell you that their admissions, depending on, it's called administrative support, and it's big at Notre Dame, more than any other school, on how many academic exceptions are going to get. This is what Urban Meyer told them. He said, none, we're Notre Dame. See, I'm going to Gainesville.
Right.
Okay, so, I mean, Lou Holtz was getting in more kids that didn't have, 34 ACTs.
But
okay?
the NIL money is carrying the day more. They have jumped into that pool.
They are
more
all
recently.
in because they don't want to be butthurt. They don't want Brian Kelly to jolt them.
That's right.
And so they're doing. I'd like to get Brian Kelly privately, see what he has to say. You think they're a little bit more supportive of, in everything, whether it's budget, staff budget, getting in kids, whatever.
I don't think there's any question.
Oh, ain't no
and
doubt.
Oklahoma feels the same way too. They jumped into the NIL thing with both feet.
Now.
They lost a coach to a rival, and you never thought somebody would leave Oklahoma. No, they were not going to do it. Well, he did. Same thing Notre Dame thought. We'll
I think Lincoln Riley didn't want to come to the SEC either.
Well, he got thrown a little curveball then, didn't he? But back to the preview.
Georgia Tech has a lot returning. Georgia Tech is Haynes King. Remember, Brent Key, he took over an interim. They had a horrendous schedule that year and a tough. Remember, Ole Miss beat him by like 50 to nothing, shut him out. Then they lost to Central Florida, and he won 2 games as 3 touchdown underdogs at Pitt and at UNC. They ripped the interim tag, make them off. They gotten better and better. They were good last year. All you need to watch is the Georgia game in Athens last year where they should have won. This is his best team. You know what his record is in 4 games against top 25 opponents?
2-2.
He's 4-0.
Oh wow. No, I didn't know that.
But King went from Haynes King was highly recruited out of A&M transfer. 23 2 years ago he threw 16 interceptions. Last year he threw 2. And his health is key. He was hurt in the 2 losses against Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. And in the schedule they'll be favored 10 of their 12 games. Georgia Clemson, they'll be underdog. They'll be favored in the other 10.
You know the surprising thing about Haynes King, and I read this a few weeks ago, just really hadn't talked about it, but he became an accurate passer. And when he left Texas A&M, I thought the odds of him being an accurate passer were pretty, especially going to Georgia Tech, would have been pretty slim.
He's a true dual threat.
Yeah, he has become an accurate passer.
But he runs, Max, how many times does he run the ball? I mean, he runs it almost 20 times a game. I mean, he is. And so when you get those safeties and run support all the time, Charlie, it was like kind of Dak Prescott at Mississippi State. You just get them guys in run support, then you pop that pass, and it makes for easier throwing opportunities, which Jalen Hurts has done, even at the NFL level before, he got, a full arsenal.
He completed 73% of his passes last year. I know you hate that stat, but it's still way higher than I ever would have figured. Against Georgia, he ran 24 times for 110 yards. Against North Carolina, he ran 11 times for 107 yards. Those were his top 2 rushing totals of last year. But even when you take
about 600 or 700 yards rushing,
just under 600, and that's with taking the sacks out of it. So it's probably closer to that 750.
And with 2 games where he didn't play because he was hurt, and they lost those games. But Key, and the other thing is Key is recruited better. They are Georgia Tech's got a little momentum going right now, and this is a key year because you've got your 3rd-year starter, and but the other thing, they get after it at the line of scrimmage, man. And that was, remember, Georgia Tech will free agents just going to have to try and out-scheme you, outscore you. They're going to give up a ton of points. They're better at the line of scrimmage, and this is a coach when you gradually do it, sort of these. I think Elko could be that guy at Texas A&M instead of gimmicks and just old school football blocking and tackling up front as well. Here's how about this schedule, Charlie? Tennessee in Atlanta, at Clemson, at SMU, playoff team. At Georgia Tech, which you said they're going to be. At Miami, top 10 team. At Notre Dame, top 10 team. So, Fran Brown, you went 10-3 in your first year at Syracuse. Good luck.
They have not settled a quarterback issue there, have they? Is Ricky
Not
Collins
decided yet.
Ricky Collins went into former LSU, went in there as the presumptive starter, but they didn't say for sure. They took him to ACC media days, but they have not named
How many
him the starter
backups
yet.
you take to ACC media days?
Not
or
many.
Conference
No,
media days?
no, not usually. I think they figure that you're gonna get the job, and maybe he will. But
I'm thinking Angeli's going to get it just based on the tea leaves right now. This is a former Notre Dame quarterback who came in for Riley Leonard in that Penn State game.
Yep.
Looked admirable as well.
Yeah, got a field goal drive. Because they were kind of on the ropes going down multiple scores, and Leonard's hurt. Yeah, before half.
Got an invite to the Manning Passing Academy. Looked pretty good there too. So they
No,
see something in
he
him.
doesn't look like a some walk on or
No,
anything.
no.
No, he's in all due respect to the walk ons that are good, but he looks the part. Just needs some seasoning. So, but no, I'm hearing the same thing. Obviously, you're not bringing your projected backup to media days. So they thought, but the words are that Angeli's beating Collins out. So.
Can I say one more thing about Georgia Tech? I know you know, but that's another one of those real interesting Friday night games in week
I
one.
love the spot.
They are at Colorado, and they are a favorite.
I love
in
the
that game.
spot. Same stuff for Colorado. Flag football or 707 roster building. They're going to be a mess on the offensive line again, and would a better pound to play at a suspect offensive line than game one. More pieces in place, more things returning, more continuity for Georgia Tech. That's Charlie. You got it. That's my highlighted pick of the season for the ACC this year.
Georgia Tech 32nd transfer portal class, so not bad there. They're bolstering some guys, bringing some guys
Their
in.
high school recruiting has improved as well.
I will say that's a big game in week one against Colorado. They need to win that game because they've got Clemson in week 3. You don't want to start 1 and 2 if you're Brent Key.
We got Auburn and Baylor and Georgia Tech and Colorado on side by side on Friday night before week one.
Auburn Baylor, they
that's
go
a
head
fun
up
night.
against each other.
That's a fun night. We'll have to find somewhere where we can watch both games at the same time, Jimmy. Anywhere you can recommend.
We'll find it. We'll find that. And then how about the highest paid player to come through? The transfer portal acquisition
Carson
in
Beck?
the ACC?
Is it Carson Beck?
Yes, and then right after him, well, we don't have the disclose, but it's close. And it's a real head scratcher. And this kind of fills the gaps like, wait a minute, if I'm Auburn, I'm going to get this guy. If I'm Florida State, I'm going to get this guy.
I know who you're talking about now.
I mean, is he playing point guard? How does Duke? But by everybody's account, it was a lot. It was a lot, and so they
it was early too.
It was done early.
They were ready to pounce.
It was done early, but didn't we see enough in Mensa to think he's going to be pretty good?
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Everybody's back on the defense. Plus, they added a few. Manny Diaz, maybe a little bit better second time around as a head coach. It was not pretty at Miami. But, they led the ACC in tackles for sacks, and they tied the ACC last year for tackles for loss. So Mensa comes in, schedule is favorable. So 2 Rena wins, 3 of the 4 weakest teams in the ACC, Cal, Virginia, and Wake Forest. 6, 2 Rena wins and 3 weak opponents, 6 of the other 7. Clemson, okay, they'll lose that. But every game on his Clemson's winnable on the schedule for a 6.5 win total.
Jimmy, I would say their non-con is maybe not as easy as
Illinois.
you think. You got Illinois, and at Tulane, that's going to be a raucous.
I passed that up. I did have that in my notes.
At Tulane, third week of the season, bringing back Mensa.
You stole my words. I just passed it up. Illinois at Tulane here, my tricky non-conference games.
Yep. And then
I would say two flip of the coins.
And then early November, going to Stores. UConn, not really a great team, but just a weird spot going on the road there.
That's fine. That's fine.
After Clemson.
I think they got more of a chance to go 0-2 in those 2 games than 2-0.
But you still like the over. Okay.
Yeah. I think Illinois will beat Duke at Duke.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think that Brett Bielema is going to be – his team's going to be rattled going into 25,000 seat stadium. The home field advantage is not why I'm picking the Blue Devils to go over the total.
No, this is the most anticipated Illinois season in 25 years. 20 to 25 years. When's the last time they were preseason this high?
You better go back to
that Rose Bowl team and that Sugar Bowl team. Where I don't
those
remember
teams
were
were not preseason top 15.
No, I don't.
No,
think so
no. No. This is as
first time since 1990 they've finished.
I think Luke Tepper's year with all them guys.
1990, you said, Max?
1990, they started 11.
Gosh, who was the coach? Was that Mike White?
That was Tepper, huh?
Tepper
was
Tepper. Was that the Kevin Hardy team?
And
Simeon Rice?
It had to be.
John Makovich.
Makovich
was in his third season. They ended up going 8-4, barely finishing in the ranking.
Okay.
They were top 10?
Number 11 preseason.
Okay, so a long time.
Yeah, 01 and 03, they were not preseason. They were kind of.
Lou Tepper was the defensive coordinator in his third season.
Lou Tepper.
Complete linebacking.
When was he the head coach?
He wasn't the head coach at Illinois.
He never was the head coach?
Not at Illinois. He was.
He took over in 1992, 2 years later.
Okay. I had put Lou Tepper out of my head as much as possible from the.
So he was a defense coordinator who was that good where they gave him the job. Where did Makovic go?
Arizona.
Looks like he got fired maybe after the next year. Maybe?
Makovic went to Arizona. Well, he was at Texas for a while, but he ended up at Arizona. Was his last head coaching job.
Arizona, 2003, he was the coach.
For about 2 more weeks after the LSU game, when they fired him.
I don't think he went in 91, 92. He wasn't there that long.
No, he went to Texas. Remember, Makovic was at Texas.
I know that, but was he at Texas before Illinois?
No, after.
Who was after?
After Illinois, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Illinois, then Texas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Illinois, there you go. There you go. So he took over, and they promoted from within for a little successful stint there for complete linebacking author.
Complete linebacking, the
Lou Tepper. It's one of my best calls ever. I said, man, this guy is so interesting to listen talk football. And then I saw him. I was like, what? How can a guy so smart be so damn dumb? Damn.
He was too smart. I mean, he couldn't teach it. He was, it was like
your take is better, and I've heard you in the past. Your take, you had a better take than that, and that is, that's fine with the right personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody wants to run the Bears 46 defense. Well, you better get those players.
Yeah.
Hardy
and Rice were a couple years after that. Those guys were
I
great.
Won't be mean, but some of the LSU linebackers were not.
They were asking Bob Alexander to be Kevin Hardy. That wasn't realistic.
And LSU traditionally has defensive personnel that is more receptive to attacking and getting after and aggressive and not really sitting back and reading. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you had put that defensive in with some of the players that Saban would bring in 5 years later, you might have actually been able to play it.
There was one. I mean, like a Jacoby Stewart, who was kind of a.
Oh, Jacoby Stevens?
Stevens was
yeah,
kind of
later,
a drop linebacker type of physical skill set, huh?
Yeah.
He could make tackles in space and cover people.
Yeah, the guy I liked, Kelvin Shepard, I thought, who's now defensive coordinator with the Lions, I thought could have played that position and played it really well. But there were others. I mean, it's not like those were the only guys.
No, but we're talking about how, and now with the game where the linebackers have to cover so much, and then, man, you got a guy that could cover. That's what the drop linebacker was kind of.
Harold Perkins could have, if you put him in that spot from day one.
Yeah, I want him rushing.
Well, Hardy did plenty of rushing too.
Yeah, but
Perkins could have done it.
Be sure to join us Tuesdays, Thursdays, live 3:00, College Sports Rush YouTube channel. Today it's ACC Notre Dame, Big 12 on Thursday, but Jimmy and Paul breaking it down. So join us 3:00. Live every Tuesday, Thursday, College Sports Rush YouTube channel.
Max wrapping
That's
up.
what they're doing in a regular season the whole time?
Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, so with
3
picks,
o'clock.
the picks,
whatever you want. Tuesday, Thursday. That's through the season.
All right. Glad to know my schedule.
We are brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. So let Coastal Capital Advisors and Philip Fontenot tailor a plan for your family's needs. Bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you no matter what your age or your financial situation, and they'll build that lifetime relationship the same way they have done for our family. Contact them at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA SIPC. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Grosse Tête, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Grosse Tête exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The live arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
LSU practice is wrapped up. They're going through interviews right now. Hunt and Matt will have a full wrap up of what they saw today. No cameras today, but they were allowed in for a watch period. The only thing that I saw today was that Trey Green says he's tried to put on 20 pounds since the beginning of camp. The big tight end says he's been eating 5 meals a day, so trying to get a little bit heavier. But they'll have a full recap coming up here in just a little bit.
What's you feel about that?
Trey Green
Putting on that much weight.
He's got enough frame for it.
Well, I get it, but I mean, okay, that's going to help you play tight end, but that's going to slow you down at being a receiver.
I mean, okay.
You know,
I don't think that 20 pounds is going to hurt him more than it will help him in the physicality of playing
he's
the
so
position.
damn tall. You're right. It's
like
a
lot of frame
3
there.
pounds for us.
Yeah, if he wanted to gain 20 pounds in the month of August, all he had to do was follow us around. I mean, we'd have helped. I mean, we find stuff to put some weight on you. Odell Beckham has announced his retirement. The former LSU Tiger, 10 seasons in the NFL, played for the Giants, the Browns, the Rams, the Ravens, and the Dolphins, and he has announced his retirement, 32 years old. Beckham had 3 monster seasons in his first 3 years with the Giants. Over 1,300 yards in all 3 of those seasons. He was Pro Bowl all 3 of those seasons. He was a second-team All-Pro in 2 of those seasons. And then he got hurt, and he had 2 more what I would call pretty good seasons by his standards. And then he went off to Cleveland. And he was just never the same. He was injury-plagued the rest of his life, the rest of his career, although he played a key role for the Rams on that Super Bowl team, and he was having a great game when he got hurt. Finishes with just under 8,000 receiving yards and 59 touchdowns in his NFL career, and he was. I remember the first time I met him. Gordy and I were doing pregame over at Walk-Ons, and Odell Sr. walked in with him. Odell Jr. was probably, 13, 14 years old at the time, and Gordy and Odell Sr. had played together, so they knew each other. He came over and says, "Hey, this is my son. He's going to be better than I was." And Odell Sr. was a prime recruit. He didn't have a monster career here, but he was a huge recruit out of Odessa. And when he said, "My son's going to be better than I was in high school," got my attention. But, dads can sometimes exaggerate a little bit, of course. He wasn't. Odell was great here. I mean, from the first day he got to campus, he was a starter, and some really highlight level plays here. None more important than the 89-yard punt return against Ole Miss. But
Ole Miss,
because it was the same as Cannon.
89 yards. But what was the score of that game?
They won it by a score. I don't remember the exact score of the game, but it was a close game. Yeah. He was great, and
I'm thinking of Chad Jones against Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, the waving him, the goal line.
41-35.
Yeah, Odell's done, man. But remember the first time watching warm
Hall of Fame talent,
caught the kickoff.
Not
with
a Hall
hand.
of Famer though.
No, the numbers aren't going to get there for him to be in the Hall of Fame. He was on a track for a while there, but once he got to Cleveland, the injuries started to pile up on him. He was never quite the same over an extended period of time. Like I said, he had his moments after that, especially that season he played with the Rams, but he was never the guy that he was the first.
So he caught the first touchdown of the game against the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Did he catch the game-winning touchdown against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game? Max, I believe he did.
Man,
he was super. Also in his prime, Charlie, he dictated coverages.
Absolutely.
You had to completely play him different. Listen, guys just didn't start catching all of a sudden. Just that much better. The gloves do help, okay, but the gloves don't help this much. This guy. How about some of the funny when they would. In warm-ups, they'd be kicking off or whatever, and he'd be sitting under the goalpost and catching it in one hand.
Yeah. And look, like a basket catch, kind of,
he do some stuff
with that deal. That Monday Night Football catch against the Cowboys.
How many times did he do like a reverse pass, though, throw it left-handed? Or is that Jarvis that threw left-handed?
Jarvis was left-handed.
But
Odell was
Odell could
right-handed.
throw it.
He could, and
he did it a few times too. And that's the thing. I'm glad you brought up Jarvis because those two will be linked for so long, man.
And Odell was a really good basketball player too. I mean, you ever see some of the? I mean, the athleticism he could play above the rim. Yeah, he was phenomenal.
Yeah. Jarvis, a career 149 passer rating, 4 of 6 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Odell never did they have his stats?
That's Odell. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jarvis.
I think
had
he threw a little
couple
bit more, huh?
Yeah.
So Odell threw 4 of 6 for 2 TDs.
4 of 6.
And I think one of them they just tucked it under, and Odell ran for 40 yards or so.
Well, I remember the first time I saw Jarvis throw a pass. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know he was left-handed. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if the defense knew it either.
No. It threw.
Jarvis was 6 of 9 with a touchdown.
There you go.
There you go. Good stuff. Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. He had a big success story, man, because had a friend that
oh, wait a minute. I just put this in freaking no class, and I'm going to get scammed on this thing?
Fake Schefter.
That's Adam Schefter, man.
Fake Schefter.
Oh, jeez.
I hadn't heard this.
I put it in no class. I put it in no class today, and I just got deked.
I'm sorry. Total Maintenance, when your unit breaks down, 480-1000. If you get overheated like Charlie because he screws up again and it's too hot and it puts too much of a strain on his air conditioning unit, you call Total Maintenance, 480-1000. 480-1000. Service today means, that's right, service today, every day. Means same-day service. That's right. You'll never go to sleep hot if you call Total Maintenance, 480-1000.
Jordan, just clip the last segment, and when Odell does retire, we'll just play it again, so I don't get deked twice.
Jimmy, listen to this. Adam, SCHE1 FER. Adam Scheffler.
Screw you guys, man. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups.
Ready?
We posted it. That's why I broke it tomorrow.
Whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Sandegriff. Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Roca Pizzeria on Government Street in Mid-City. Scott Rabelais from The Advocate joins us along with Wes Reynolds. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Needs 925-8710. Supreme Rice. Grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank. The local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway. 928-8659. Total Maintenance. Your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Annie Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games. Just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Combined.
Live at lunch with Ott and Yanni from Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee Drive on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It would be on a day where I decided to put this in no class. I'm not the only one that got zapped with this thing, by the way.
No, you said, why do people do it? Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's called entertainment. I love it. I think it's great. I got to laugh out of it.
Adam Shelfer.
Happy birthday, EJ. Look what I got to deal with, boy.
Kat Terrell, who we know and worked with for years.
You're throwing her under the bus, too.
Well, no, she reposted it, so I figure I'm good. I looked down. I was like,
yeah, her fault.
No,
her
it's my fault.
Her fault.
It's my fault.
Cat, damn it, Cat.
It's my fault.
And
damn. 200 comments, and they got about 100 of them too. So scary.
Happy birthday, EJ. Proud of you 95% of the time. But you know what? When you get older, just try to be accurate and not the first.
For Jimmy Ott, who's perfect. For Max. For Jordan back in the studio.
Charlotte!
I'm just going to go home and be mad. We are at Roca tomorrow.
Charles.
Thanks to the folks here at Mike Anderson's today for being our host. We're at Roca tomorrow. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.